when it's time to just give up on a woman. Let's go on and talk about it.
I was just patient, never try skating. Fuck niggas hating.
What's going on, my man? I'm hoping y'all having a wonderful night. I just got back in the house, had a good little time, got out there and had a little bit of experience in the real world for a second. I'm normally a homebody, but in this video, I want to discuss how you know when it's time to just give up on a woman. Just, you drop everything and go. Now, before I get started, I want to say something. Yeah, I got a little note I wrote down. In the beginning stages of a relationship, it's important not to be judgmental. And by judgmental, I mean when you take one piece of information without any other substantial evidence and make a judgment on her character. Now, I have a video where I discuss the judgmental woman. Is when I first started this channel, so it's pretty far down the list. But in that video, I discussed how a judgmental woman will see one thing about you and use that to determine who you are as a man. And 99.99.99% of the time, when you take only one piece of information and use that to judge a character of a man or woman or anything in life, you're going to misjudge. And by misjudging, you miss out on opportunities. It's not healthy, and I wouldn't advise that. But that being said, if you are not a judgmental person and you are in the early stages of dating somebody, this is not like long-term relationship advice or anything like that. This is dating advice in the early stages. I would say between 1 to 6 months. This is how you know it's time to drop everything and go. Now, another thing I want to say right before I get into these steps or these, examples on when it's time to go is I want to tell you about a date I just went on like 2 days ago, I believe. This woman, she didn't catfish me or nothing. When she showed up, she looked exactly, if not better than her picture. So that was a green light and a green flag. But I decided not to talk to her again after the date. We went out on a date. I texted her and said I made it home after the date. She didn't respond, but the next day she texted me and said I had a great time. I didn't even respond, and I'm never going to respond. And this is why, even though this woman was extremely beautiful. One, she had mentioned that she doesn't believe in God, and for me, that is a red flag because if you don't believe in God, in my own personal opinion, then you really are not spiritually grounded. And if you're not spiritually grounded, then I don't really understand what your belief systems are, and therefore know what your spiritual boundaries are, or, what do you follow? What do you believe? What do you actually believe in? She told me some other stuff, but it was like there was no connection because I definitely believe in God. Two, she was wearing a wedding ring on the date. She had mentioned before the date, so I'm going to be honest, that she was still legally married but separated for 2 years, but she showed up wearing a wedding ring. And I did question her about it, and she said that it was her mother's wedding ring. Her husband never even bought her a wedding ring, and that she wears it because her dad gave it to her mother, and that's how she remembers her father. I then said, but it's on your wedding finger. I understand keeping the ring, but it's on your married finger, And she said, this is the only finger it fits on. Red flag. So next is she was like monkey brunching. She likes to move to the next date without breaking up and fully closing the doors from the last relationship. Being that she's still legally married and she's on a date with me, she's still in that habit. She had admitted to me that she was married twice and she had left him, or they broke up, and she ended up with the second husband before she was fully divorced from the first marriage. She admitted to me that she was not patient with kids, even, sorry, see a little flyer, a gnat or something. Sorry, that she wasn't patient with kids, and even her own kids. And I was like, red flag. And then she was talking loud at the table to where other people can hear her. She wasn't yelling or anything like that, but just her tone was just, it showed me her level of class was a little too low for me. So I say all of that to say that I had numerous red flags. And I was like, nah, that's way too much for me. It is what it is. So how do I know when it's time to give up? Sorry it took so long to get to this point. Number one, too many red flags. I just showed you right there. Had to drop it and go. Too many red flags. I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that for me, it's a grounds of immediate termination. Too many red flags. We can't do this. I don't know how to proceed with this, so I'm just going to gracefully bow out. Number two, when things start to decline versus progress. If you liking me and I'm liking on you, and these things are supposed to be progressing, we're supposed to be going up. You know what I'm saying? If things start going down and we communicate less, and we hanging out less, and we seeing each other less, and we talking less, time to just let things go in the direction that they're apparently going on their own. Yeah, that's definitely grounds for termination. Number three, the first time I've learned that you lied to me. In the early stages, especially in the early stages, the first 0 to 6 months, I want to get to know who you are. And there are no room for lies. Women don't like it. You wouldn't like it if I withheld information from you. You wouldn't like it if I told you I worked somewhere I didn't, or lived somewhere I didn't, and I made money a certain kind of way I didn't, or I didn't have as many kids as I have, or you wouldn't like it. Grounds of termination. You know what I'm saying? Definitely know it's time to leave at that point. When the first time within the first 0 to 6 months, I've learned that you lied to me one time. It only takes once. I'm like, I can't do this. There are going to be certain instances when you might be understanding and give somebody some grace, be like, okay, I get it. You didn't tell me you lived over there because of this or that. But blatant lies that don't even come with real consequences, it just shows me that you're a pathological liar. That's a grounds for termination, immediate termination. Number four, if I feel like you're hiding things and not being transparent, don't try to swindle me into being with you. Don't try to make it seem like you a certain kind of way, or try to put up this facade and have me believe that I'm with some woman who got it all figured out and you're Miss Independent and all this stuff like that. And then we get into a relationship and you need my help for everything. Nothing of what you said ever was true. I'm gonna be like, what's this? I got duped. It's called the bait and switch, guys. Okay, it's the bait and switch. When a woman is one way until she gets you, and then once you all the way locked in, then she gets to showing you who she really is, and she feels like you're gonna be obligated to deal with her. That's interesting. It brings up a point. I went on a date like 2 months ago, actually, and it was modern day catfishing. This woman, on her profile picture, she in any part of her body that she felt subconscious about, she put an emoji in the picture to cover up like her belly. She had, pictures of her taking a selfie in the mirror, and you could see her little round booty, but she was hiding the gut behind the wall. So all you see is round booty. You don't see a gut. And when I met this woman in person, my suspicions were confirmed. She was built like a Christmas tree. Okay. And to each their own, but I feel like women need to stop taking their pictures on their social media or their dating profiles. They dating profiles where it's just, chest up. On the date, you at least have one full body pic, okay? Because I'm gonna see you when I see you. So trying to catfish me with hiding your body in pictures, if I see you and I don't like you because in your pictures you look like you was a slim tender and you look like Santa Claus in real life, what you think gonna happen? So that actually happened to me, and never seen her again. Number 5, if you try to friend zone me, Don't talk to me about your other dudes. Um, that's none of my business. Uh, don't tell me that you friends on me. I had a woman do that before. She said, I friends on you, right? I said, no, you didn't. Because you have to, in order for you to friends on me, I have to want to be more than just friends. What's up, Juju? And so, nah, don't try to friends on me at any point in time or grounds of immediate termination. Number 6, inconsistent behavior and communication. Again, that kind of goes with if things start to decline versus progress. Inconsistency, I ain't finna tolerate that. Don't waste my time. If you're not interested, don't act like you are. It's simple. Go out there and get what you want. You can't put me on no bench. I'm not waiting on my turn. You're not going to entertain somebody else and then, get back to me when you feel like it's time for me to step into the foreground. Nah, no, not doing that. Grounds of immediate termination. Number 7, going missing for a few days. Oh, ain't nobody busy for 24 hours straight. I don't even know why certain men is tolerating this. I mean, if I text you and it take you 2-3 days, 72 hours to respond, I'm turned off because this is why. If I allow you to enter into any situation or relationship with me with inconsistent or you feeling like it's okay to go missing on me, I just granted you access to me and granted you access or the ability or the space to live a double life. Okay, and I can't complain about that behavior after we start dating when you've been doing that from the jump. So going missing on me, that's a burgundy red flag. It's I'm wearing red. It's darker than this. Grounds of immediate termination. Going missing on your boy. Bye. Stay gone. Wherever you was, stay over there. Number 8, asking me for money before we even start dating. Sometimes on these dating apps, you'll ask a girl, you get to she'll small talk you for the first, 15 back and forth. Because I was going to say for 15 minutes, but some of these women, a 15-minute conversation gets stretched over 2 days because they're responding every few hours and the next morning coming back to the yesterday's conversation. And what they don't understand is men like me, we have to go back and read our messages to see what we was talking about because we done already forgot. But that's neither here nor there. So they'll small talk you for the first 15 interactions, and then they be like, so what you looking for what you currently looking for at the moment? Like, well, currently, I had a woman tell me this. Currently, I'm just focused on how I'm gonna get this money for my rent. 2 fingers. I said, good luck with that. Number 9, being rude and or sarcastic out the blue. This is the biggest red flag for me personally. Let me tell you something. I don't play that sarcastic shit. And I don't play that rude shit. I mean, you ain't gonna act like this is just part of your humor. I don't find it funny. Okay, I find it disrespectful, and I feel like you tested my boundaries. You want to see how sensitive I am to that, and or you want to see if I'm gonna tolerate that kind of behavior because that's obviously something that you like to do. Oh my God, this gnat finna get on my nerve. That's obviously something that you like to do. So I don't understand why you would want to talk to somebody who has nothing but respect for you in a rude or sarcastic tone, but it ain't cute, ladies. That's high school. That we way beyond the stages where we thought the mean girls was cute. That ain't cute. And we not gonna be like, oh man, I heard LL Cool J say that in one of his songs. He was like 18 with an attitude and kind of rude. And actually that's Nelly, but so did LL Cool J. And those songs was like 15, 20 years old. Okay? This 2024, baby. You better show me some respect. If you ain't got no respect for me, bye. I can't. We not doing that around here. I got more. If I got more respect than you showing me, red flag. No, let me reword that. If I got more respect for me than you showing me, red flag. Because you got to respect me how I respect myself, or better. And I'm gonna do the same. This ain't no one-sided thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna respect you, and you got to respect me the same way. Number 10. As soon as I find out you've been entertaining other guys. So I know a lot of women gonna say something about this one. well, we in the early stage and that's what dating's all about. You doing dating around to see which one. This ain't Pop the Balloon. This ain't go to Pop the Balloon. You have like 8, 9, 10 dudes lining up, and then you ask them questions, and the ones that didn't pop the balloon on you, and then you slowly go down there and you start popping balloons. If I ain't really like his goatee, and I ain't really like he wore red, and I ain't really like his eyes, and he too short, whatever. Do that on them Pop the Balloon shows. But me, if you're talking to other men, you know what that says to me? It says to me that you are playing may the best man win, and that means I have to compete for a spot in your life. And then it also shows me that you don't fully value me, or probably don't even fully know me. But how could you fully know me if you haven't given me a fair opportunity to get to know me by giving me your undivided attention? Of course, I'm referring to courting versus dating, because there's a difference. Okay, and I have a video on this as well, why dating doesn't work, where I discuss why the cycle of dating. And a lot of these people, men and women, but a lot of these women are dating and they believe that's the way to go. And it's a perpetual cycle that keeps you having to recycle your options, because once a man like myself, who is trying to get to know you genuinely, finds out that you are entertaining another guy, there's things that can happen between you and him, and I'm not gonna still want to deal with you. You know, you didn't like this guy so much. Y'all went to the club, y'all went out, y'all had sex, and then a week later y'all fall off because that's all he wanted, and now you still got me on the reserve, and now I got to get his sloppy seconds. I don't know if they're his sloppy seconds or your sloppy seconds, but I don't want none. I like my meal. I like my steak uncut. When you bring me my steak, I want it to be uncut. Don't bring me no half-eaten steak, baby. It ain't gonna fly. So those are signs that it's time to go immediately. The hardest part about dating, in my opinion, is when you have a woman that, like I said, I went on a date with that woman and I still be thinking about how beautiful she looked. But those red flags, I wouldn't be able to come and talk to y'all about this if I didn't practice what I preach. And I had to let that one slide. I was like, nope, I gotta let you go. As fine as you are, all them red flags, what those looks would have came with probably would have been some nice sexual encounters, but it would have been a toxic relationship. Definitely. So that's the hardest part about dating for a man, is we are battling with our eyes and our heart. And we are looking at something, we're like, damn, but she's so good, though. She looks so good, though. Yeah, but what does that box come with, bro? Think about that. That'll help you make a better decision. What does the box come with? That's a question I asked myself. All right, I hope y'all liked this video. If you did, please go ahead and give me a like, comment, subscribe if you're new to this channel. My name is Jerome, and this has been another episode of The Superb Word. 2 Fingers. I'll be back with y'all shortly.